It was one of those heavy, dark afternoons when the sky looked bruised and swollen. I was driving back from a small town in Oregon after finishing some paperwork. The rain had been steady all morning, but around 3 p.m., it turned violent. Windshield shaking, roof-pounding rain that made the world look blurry and gray. I kept telling myself I'd be home in 2 hours if I just stayed focused. About 30 minutes in, my wipers started struggling. The rain was coming down so hard that the blades were practically useless. Every few seconds, the road disappeared. I slowed down, leaning closer to the wheel, trying to catch the faint yellow lines on the pavement. I wasn't scared yet, just irritated, until I noticed something strange. A white pickup truck behind me was following way too closely. Even in that storm, the driver didn't back off. Their headlights filled my rear window like two giant white eyes staring into my car. I tried to speed up a bit, but the truck matched every move. When I slowed down, it slowed too. When I switched lanes, it switched with me. I kept glancing at the rearview mirror, trying to make out the person inside. But the rain was so thick that it was impossible to see anything except those bright, unblinking headlights. My heart started pounding. I thought of pulling over, but we were on a rural highway with no gas stations, no restaurants, not even a rest stop. Just endless pine trees, tall and black, swaying in the storm like they were trying to warn me. 10 more minutes passed. The truck kept tailing me. Too close, too perfect. Like the driver wanted me to know they were there. I finally whispered, "What do you want?" even though they couldn't hear me. A few minutes later, something worse happened. My car hit a deep puddle and hydroplaned. The steering wheel jerked, and for a moment I lost control. My tires slid sideways. I felt the terrifying weightlessness, like the car wasn't touching the ground at all. I gripped the brakes, trying not to scream. When the tires finally regained traction, I took a shaky breath and looked in the mirror. The white truck was gone. Completely gone. There was nothing behind me except rain and fog. A cold shiver crawled down my spine. They had been inches from my bumper. There was no way they could disappear that fast unless they pulled onto a hidden road or turned off their lights. I kept driving, but now I felt exposed, like something was creeping up behind me even though the road was empty. I kept checking the mirror every 2 seconds. Finally, I saw a faint light ahead. A small wooden sign with a gas pump symbol. I didn't care what kind of place it was. I just needed to stop and breathe. I turned off the highway and followed a narrow road through the trees until a tiny old gas station came into view. Only one pump. One dirty, flickering light. I pulled up and parked, leaving the engine running. The rain hammered the roof like fists. For a moment I didn't move, too scared to even open the door. Then a man stepped out from behind the small building. He wore a yellow raincoat and boots, splashing through puddles. "Need gas?" he shouted over the storm. I nodded, lowering my window just a few inches. "Yeah. Also, is there any place around here I can wait out the rain?" He frowned. "Rain's been bad all day. You're lucky you made it off the highway at all." I didn't like the way he said that. He filled my tank while the wind howled. When he finished, he leaned toward my window. Rainwater dripped from his hood. "You should stay another 10 minutes. Highway Patrol just sent a warning. Some truck drivers been tailgating people, trying to run them off the road." My stomach dropped. "What kind of truck?" I asked. "White pickup," he said. "No plates. Storm makes it hard to catch." My breath caught in my throat. "Have you seen it around here?" He nodded slowly. "It passed this station 20 minutes ago. Didn't stop. Just drove into the woods down that old logging road." I looked where he pointed. A dark path disappearing between the trees. I prayed my car would keep running. I thanked him, handed him cash, and drove off as fast as I could without sliding. For the next hour, I kept waiting for those headlights to reappear behind me. Every time the trees parted or the fog thinned, I braced myself. I imagined the truck pulling up behind me, the driver stepping out, soaked in rain, walking toward my window. But nothing happened. I made it home around sunset. The rain finally slowed, the sky still dark but quieter now. I parked in my driveway and sat inside the car for a full minute, letting my heartbeat settle. Just when I reached for the door, a sound made me freeze. A slow, heavy tap on the back of my car. Not rain, not a branch. A single, deliberate tap. I didn't look back. I just ran inside and locked the door. To this day, I don't know who followed me. I don't know why they chose me.